playing, and it just improved the map so much that it's actually starting to be taken a lot more now in competitive play. It's an interesting change. So both teams have started their hero banning phase now. We see Disbanded removing Reyna from the mix, and that tells me that they're looking at a composition to take that double warriors, and they're trying to remove those really strong stun selects. They could also be looking at taking an early ETC and then removing an option to cancel out his mosh pit. Not as likely. I'm more inclined to think that they just want to remove that sort of auto attack giant slayer capability away from Kyanite.
Now, and another big interesting thing is Team Kyanite. Seen them play before, and the last time I saw them play, they played fantastically. So I'm I'm always excited to see the teams coming back more than anything. Team Disbanded and all these other teams. They're pretty much revamps and revisiting people.
Mm.
So and Kyanite is a team that has been recently reformed. I believe the last time I casted with you, Disconcur, they played, and they were part of an old team. When we did that scrim, the
Yep.
the Kyanite versus Ascender Gaming,
Mm.
I believe Kyanite comes from an old team that also played in the regionals as well, and actually maintaining a high level of the original player base. Would you
They
say?
they disbanded. That's not the right way to say it, but just say it because it simplifies it. They did
Yeah.
disband for a while, and then they came back together. A couple
Yeah.
of player changes, a couple of people left. Interesting enough, though, their current roster versus who is here today, they actually have a lot of their old players again. I believe on when they did reform. Blue Aura's name didn't really get mentioned too much on the name on the list, but I see
Mm-hmm.
he's playing today. So I don't know if it was just time commitments. He's back into the game now. Teams starting to pick up all those old members again. It's an interesting take there. But again, this is a team of veteran players. They've been on the scene. For those who watch Heroes Untapped, Blue Aura is one of the co-hosts for Heroes Untapped. So they know their stuff and they're very well mechanically. Even Penta Unleashed, he does a lot of the YouTube videos analyzing gameplay and looking at how to how to be better at Heroes of the Storm. So we'll get back into this draft now. We've talked a little bit about the teams. Get back into the drafting phase. We do see here. Let me bring up the draft properly. Oh, have I lost it? No.
No, I can see it, so that's okay. So far, Kyanite picking up, Uther and ETC. And on Disbanded, the Mirrodin Tarund and the Kalthas. And you were saying before with the Rainer ban on Disbanded side, they've got a
Yep.
Sonya ban on Kyanite side.
Mm.
A very strong ban being Sonya.
Yep.
I think what Disbanded's really looking to do is, they have the ETC now, being Team Kyanite. They're really trying to remove the amount of front line they can give Team Kyanite. I think, they subconsciously know how much ETC is being played and how effective he is. I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised if they look out at banning another tank to slow them down a wee bit there. But
Mm.
one can only look at that big ban of Leoric. I would actually fully agree with that ban. Imagine if a wall came out, ETC runs into your Kalthas and your team and says, "Hello," shreds away. That's a team down for you. So big ban there,
Mm.
and very strong tankish ban. So that's very good indeed. But
An interesting one here is Kyanite choosing to remove Zagara, so they're concerned about a mosh. Sorry,
ooh,
concerned
look
about
at
a mole.
that.
Oh, Tassadar and Kerrigan. That's actually Tassadar is he's an extremely good hero at the moment. And seeing the
Mm,
double support come out Kyanite, they are playing a very sustained game. Off Tassadar, we're probably seeing Force Wall and probably Shield build because it's so powerful. But I have seen teams look at Tassadar and take him as sort of a utility-based character, taking down the mule to help repair your structures and even taking down the Oracle cooldown at level 4 to really give you more map awareness of what's going on, especially because
mm.
Tyrande has taken the Shadow Assault, which can pop to make your entire team in stealth. So it's an interesting pick there, followed up by the Kerrigan. I mean, Kerrigan gives you that sort of gank, sort of traditional comp again, roaming the map, killing people. It's infernal shrines. I mean, that Kerrigan pick I just think is an interesting one to take. Disbanded here, looking at them, I would really like to see the Felstad and the Mighty Gush play to really push ETC off of his mosh pits. And even looking at the Kerrigan, she dives in, she's Maelstroms. And again, Mighty
Mm.
Push, Mighty Gush will push her away from the team
I
fights.
really like how Kyanite, if they did plan the Kerrigan pick, I like how they picked up ETC and didn't allow Disbanded to
Mm,
get ETC. Because if they did, you can only imagine what kind of problems that faces for Kerrigan. You know, the
yeah.
disruption for a Kerrigan against an ETC, it pretty much kills your whole reasoning behind picking it. And then
Wait, that
Shogo!
Chogo!
Oh my lord! We are in for a big treat today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time, for me personally, where I've seen Cho'Gall played in an ANZ tournament style game. So big claps to the stage. This is gonna be
Oh, wow.
awesome.
That explains hands down why Reyna was removed from the pick.
And
Reyna with
Leoric.
Giant Slayer and Leoric, the Drain Hope, the Giant Slayer. I
Oh
mean,
my
Kyanite
god.
right now has no Giant Slayer heroes. I mean, they might be thinking belong here. Man, do we take Valor to grab the Giant Slayer? What can we do to punish this Cho'Gall choice? This is this has just become uh, probably my most favorite game of the tournament right now, and I haven't even watched it yet.
I think the banning in terms of how they picked very very smart, and their backline, the three remaining characters being
Mm,
Muradin, Taran, Cal. That's a very strong lineup to have behind a Cho'Gall. So very very nice. Looking forward to that. And they didn't commit to having that strong support, say like a Uther or a Malfurion. Obviously Uther already been picked,
yeah.
but that can kind of be the downfall sometimes because you pick a full support and you just don't have the damage, being that you have four players. So this is going to be interesting as anything. I'm so keen to see how they make this work. And I've been playing a whole lot of Cho'Gall myself, and let me tell you, amazing character. If you haven't had the chance to play Cho'Gall yet, or even verse him in mini games, wow, you're definitely missing out. Amazing damage. The pressure he is going to be able to apply to this team comp is going to be crazy amount. And I'm just more excited than anything to see how they handle it and how they handle a Cho'Gall in this sort of environment.
Uh,
Such a strong character.
yeah, that's I'm just excited. I'm just mind blown. And like Kyanite hasn't really taken, besides pure or just raw damage, any good means to deal with Cho'Gall except by just killing him. And even on Infernal Shrine, he's going to be such a huge target just sitting there.
Mm. Oh man, I am so excited for this one. Been waiting to see some high tier Cho'Gall play. Cho'Gall for the win in ANZ chat, says Starving. But yeah, this is an interesting game. So keen. But hopefully we get an invite out ASAP because I am super keen. Who's going to be playing it? Do you reckon?
I just don't know. I mean, if we have a quick look at both teams here, so I'm just setting up the
That's all right.
game screen. When we for both teams, so disbanded are the players. I'm actually just getting reported that apparently one of the other teams did do Cho'Gall a bit earlier, but I will check that
Mm.
out later.
Yeah, we
Um,
didn't actually get to cast that one, unfortunately.
and we got Babelfish Lahole. So Lahole does like to play Abathar. That's one of his heroes
Mm.
of choices. So it's quite possible we'll be seeing him on the Cho. So the
Mm.
Cho, no, sorry, on the goal side of the house because he's used to playing that type of role. Following up, I'm not 100% sure. We might see a mid. They already got the Muradin, so we assume Amini will be playing Muradin because he's already sort of in that role. Maybe we'll see Aldua because he has played Leoric. He has played
I
that
think his
off
name's
tank.
Ulda. Is it?
Oh,
But yeah,
Alda.
Ulda.
So
Ulda. I've heard it a couple times. I don't know.
we will be seeing how. Like I think that might be the matchup. We'll be seeing Ulda and Lahole joining forces, but no, it actually looks like it will be Lahole and Amidi
Mm.
will be the
Oh
Cho
man,
and the
I am
goal.
so excited, man. I love Cho'Gall. A very awesome character. But I'm just oh man, it's I think they have a very good chance of winning, to be honest with you, with Disbanded, because I mean, it really depends how they handle it, but at the late game, you just Cho'Gall just seems to shine so quickly, eh? Once he starts getting those improved ultimates and all that sort of carry on. I
Mm.
mean, it really does depend how they play it as a team. But oh my god, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm already a bit biased just because I love Cho'Gall so much. So more than anything, what I'm gonna be looking out for is big Cho'Gall plays. But, you know, the game can always go either way. That's the exciting thing. It's always the exciting thing. And it's against time. Ooh. So they must be playing in team Kyanite for sure. Is that right?
Yes, I believe
Yes.
it's Kyanite versus Team Disbanded.
Just trying to think who their team captain was. I'm pretty sure their team captain indeed is
Is against time, yeah.
it's time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. very lovely guy. I had a good chance to yarn to him uh, recently, just after the scrim that he took place with Ascended Gaming, and yeah,
Mm.
his whole crew and even the Ascended Gaming boys. There's a couple of them in there, and they were all real lovely lads. So I mean, gotta say, gotta say, a whole bunch of lovely dudes in both teams. That was an awesome scrim that we got to watch as well. Just concur. Not sure. I believe I casted that with you. That's right, eh? Me and you did that
No,
scrim.
that was you
Oh, me and
and
Blue, of
Blue
course.
Aura.
Yeah, sorry
It's,
about
I
that.
would
Yeah,
have loved to do it, but unfortunately, I was pre-engaged that day.
right, right.
It's, yeah, if I would love to cast everything, to be honest, if I could get the
Yeah.
opportunity to it. But it's good that
Sometimes
we,
real life is too strong, isn't it?
and it's good to have different people on the scene. We see different people casting, and to be honest, when I watch you and Skimmy cast, when I watch you and Blue, I always pick up something from how you guys cast, and I
Exactly.
always incorporate it into my own style. Hopefully people do the same and take things away from me as well. Maybe more things
For
like
sure.
don't do that and don't do this.
Well, we all learn off each other's do's and don'ts. So now, but the casting with Blue was an awesome opportunity.
Hmm.
And that game, me and him got to cast with Ascended Gaming and sorry, Kyanite. That was
Hmm.
an awesome game. I'm pretty sure Kyanite took it 3-0, if I remember correctly.
Yep, Kyanite did
Um,
come off top.
yeah,
They were the better team of the day,
yeah,
but I mean that's they just were better on the day. Both teams are amazing.
yeah. They both are
But
indeed. So
this is the
look at
game.
this.
This is it. This is Kyanite Esports versus Team Disbanded. I mean, both drafts are looking amazing. The Cho goal on Team Disbanded is just gonna looks like to be such an amazing pick. Hopefully, good game. But I mean, we've seen the sustain coming out of Kyanite Esports. They can stay in these fights for so long. Kerrigan's with a shield, easily with the mosh to you grab that Cho goal and just lock down a warrior and an assassin at the same time. So we will see.
Indeed. Well, why not? Why not call out team? See, I think we got the wrong overlay up, by the way, just for the record, bro. But so on the left-hand side for a team, I think that is Cho'Gall players. That is, of course, Team Disbanded. And we have Altivian playing Kalthus, Lahal on Gal, Lagal, or Amiti on Cho, Babel Fish playing Tarande, and Ordor Murder. And if I could just have a quick look at Cho'Gall's name, it is Amirihal. So that's a very cool name. I
It
like that
is
one.
a very
Amirihal.
very clear
Very
on the
cool.
red team. We do have it is Kyanite Esports, and we have Penta at ETC, Joe at Tasdar, Blue Aura as Jaina. Against time will be the Kerrigan, and Cookie Monster will be Uther.
Oh, look at that
Oh,
sight. That was an absolutely game-changing bird throw there. That
whoa.
bomber's going to miss in a big early engagement. Tassalar's going to be able to get out of this if he pops his vulnerability, which he has.
Yep.
Very well played. And here comes Amirihal. He's going to be doing the damage as best he can. And, of course, Cho'Gall, so terrifying at the start of the game. No one choosing to actually soak at the start here. And Amirihal is going to be rotating to the top there, it looks like.
We'll see how these lanes sort themselves out. Obviously, Cho'Gall is two heroes. Oh, actually, Tyrande getting removed from existence there by Kyanite. Quick amount of damage and just blown off this map. It's early game yet, so not, like I said, it's not a lot of experience lost, but it is still a little bit detrimental for the team's morale.
Yeah, and Cho'Gall's going to be rotating up to the top lane to go up against Blue Aura, the ex-caster that we saw the other week. So big shouts out to him as he plays in this installment. But yeah, he's going to be 1v1ing against Blue. Pretty good choice, I must say. But Cho'Gall, so much mobility that makes it
Oh,
really
what's
hard
his
to do
gank at the bottom against KT? Look at that. Penna slides in, does a little bit of body block, pushes him back into Joe-Bot and Cookie Monster, and they manage to take him out. Babelfish trying to be a bit sneaky with a Lunar Flare, but just a little bit of a slap while they run back out. So the Shrine is spawning in the top lane. Cho'Gall is already in a perfect position to be up here in the counter, which is sort of really nice because he has two heroes. You definitely want him rocking up to all your team fights. But no one seems to be in quite a rush to go up to the Shrine just yet.
Yeah, I think the reason being is no one's really ready for it yet. They're going to start it preemptively, otherwise it might send false signals ringing.
Yep.
So Cho'Gall waiting for his team to rotate up, very standard. and Penta Unleash. I think the cool thing about Cho'Gao is before the fight starts, you can just really do so much damage. But here we go, Muradin taking the bulk of the initial damage as Cho'Gao gets into the fray, trying to do as much as he can, and the damage is certainly real. Uther really doing a good job though of keeping those heals up, and they really do have a good team comp to be fighting up against the Cho'Gao. They've got a lot of shielding from the Tassadar, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Blue Aurora started going for the shielding.
Oh, look at the mid lane. KT's in a bit of trouble. Cookie Monster and Against Time are going to be able to rain down his parade and take him out. No more lane soaking for you, KT. But in the top lane there, we do have a little bit of a break fight going out. Cho'Gao is trying to help get those skulls, not trying to commit so far. And look at this, Blue's going to back out, even though they're about equal at the moment. But here's Kerrigan to uneven those numbers. Big stun goes out. Lahol going in, blocking against Time. And Against Time jumping back to the fray.
Back in there, Babelfish in a bit of a situation in himself now. He is going to be going down though. No way he's going to be able to get out of there. Against Time, keeping himself up so fantastically. The heals along with the shielding from the Tassadar. It's just too much, and Penta Unleashed taken out almost, but I thought Kerrigan was going to be the one to live there and Penta died, but actually roles reversed and Penta does live on such a slither of HP. Cookie Monster now being the one in a bit of a perilous situation, but he is going to be able to walk out of there, and this is the might of Cho'Gao. He can stay in a fight for so long. His W, his Searing Flames will be able to heal him up to such a large degree, and then being able to clear these skulls is just ridiculous as well. The pressure that he can apply in so many different senses is just ridiculous. So Amireha, or Cho'Gao, is going to be continuing to sit at this front line. He has dropped that ward there, whoever that may have been, to heal up, so very nice.
Oh, Cho'Gao being trouble, probably a lot of bursts going out. He's just going to be able to walk away, just a little bit too much health. But that looked almost like that we saw Kyanite getting a kill there. But I mean, this shrine, how long has this shrine been up for? These little skeleton minions have never experienced life for so long before.
Yeah, they're really experiencing a prolonged, profound experience here of life. But Amireha, or Cho'Gao, in other terms, he is going to be trying to do as much as he can. They only need a handful more of skulls, but it does look so bad from there as Kael'thas does get picked off. Cookie Monster very low as well, but if they do pick off the Uther, of course, this isn't the best pick for them. Blue and Jobot also very low and almost get taken out by that bouncing bob, but no, can they get this? Yes, one pick. Jobot does escape with his vulnerability now Against Time, jumping to make it look some sort of a play, sorry, as I choke on my words, but no, they are just going to try and finish this off, and it's 27-24 Exile 5.
Look at this, this is such a strange situation. There is only 2 heroes left up for a disbanded, but it's not true, it's misleading, it's actually 3, but Cho'Gao is going to get taken out because his friend Muradin has left him there to die. No, he will Surging Fist his way out of the fight, but it looks like Kyanite might actually get this now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very well played the way they sustained that fight out. It was a very long time, but the reward now is the Arcane Punisher. I think they kind of knew in the back of their mind that the blue team wouldn't be able to get it as easy as they would have liked.
Yep.
The scaling really does need its time for Cho'Gao to be more and more fearful. So,
we're going to see a kill of Muradin!
They're getting taken out so quickly, and Optivian just standing there at the back as Kael'thas just wondering what went wrong there. Could not help him one little bit, so they are going to lose this, it does seem. Not a whole lot they can do, and if they get too close, they are going to get jumped by not only the Punisher, but, you know, Kerrigan's going to be right on there as well, so they need to be very careful.
So if you look at the situation, look at the bottom lane, we've got Cho'Gao pushing in the bottom lane now. So that Arcane Punisher is going to easily die now. Interesting, Kyanite picking up their top mercenary camp, but behind this, Cho'Gao has been getting a lot of action done in that bottom lane, and that's going to act as very nice counter experience. They're still going to soak, not committing to a fight where they could just possibly lose heroes and just not gain any experience from it. So interesting play there, but they can't really take a team fight. And we're going to see Muradin take it out again!
Unfortunately, he didn't have Dwarven Toss-Up, I don't think. So not a whole heap he could do there. But Cho'Gao really being resorting to, just kind of these cheap split-pushing tactics.
Yeah.
Very effective, but I mean, it's not optimal. You want to be able to let your other players do something on the map. And when you've got Cho'Gao on your team, it usually brings other players down to you. So the other lanes typically should be pushing, hopefully, but they're just not having these chances. And they're just playing this so well, picking up the enemy camps right under Cho'Gao's nose. And there's not a whole lot he can do about it. It's not like he can just just go in there and take it from them, he will die. So he needs to be very, very
That's it.
careful, and level 10 is about to be picked up, making it all the
Yeah.
more scary.
Well,
for him.
split pushing with Cho'Gall is just a weird. It's a tricky one because unlike someone like Sylvanas or even Sagara, those sort of split pushes, they can do it by themselves. When you split push with Cho'Gall, it's two heroes. You're effectively relying on your other three members of your team to be able to defend against a 4-man or 5-man push, which is what was happening in that top lane. The experience Cho'Gall gained didn't really offset the experience that the 5-man push was gaining, and the extra mercenary camps they picked up, and the 2 kills on Muradin. I don't know if it was really the right decision. It hasn't really put them back in the game. And Order's in another... Oh no, he's in trouble again! And we see another kill on Muradin! And now we're going to see Ultravane in a bad situation as well. He'll be taken out as well. That was KT. And this game is just starting to get out of control. Kyanite just doing such a good job to pick up those heroes. And those are, Muradin's not an easy hero to just kill like that. So they're just capturing him in the right spot. And you see every time someone running to the back line there to wait for Muradin to try and jump away and then deal with him there.
Yeah, that was a very, very intense fight. But it does look like, the second Inferno already being ready to pick up. And I think that is the Mortar, I believe, to concur. It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So they are going to be kind of trying to pick that one up. I'm wondering what they're going to do here in terms of contesting this. They have got the level 10, so this is going to be the interesting fight. And here we go. How are we going to see this Cho'Gall fight off? It is, of course, the focus of this fight because he is 2-on-1. So
the Shadow Volley's going down. Look how much damage that does. Kerrigan's going to fall. Blue Aura can't get back to this fight or be removed from it. That upheaval and Shadow Bolt from Cho'Gall was just massive just then. It probably hit everyone.
Very unfortunate here, but here comes Cho'Gall on the front line, taking a bit too much damage now and stumbling into a blizzard. But no, that is alright. He does have the support. Big gravity lights coming up on onto Pento Unleashed to kind of slow down the momentum of that fight. But they should see Blue Aura. He has been doing pretty good, getting in and amongst and getting as many skulls as he can. But no, it does not seem that they cannot get in the front lines of this fight. Cho'Gall's so scary.
Yeah, he's just a big powerhouse right now. That upheaval and Shadow Bolt just did so much damage before, and look at him now, just tanking all the damage. Jobot's in the situation, Penderunley, they can't touch this guy. Oh, did you see that pull in there by Kerrigan just then into a combo? And the ET Mosh Pit goes down, Cho'Gall will fall next, and Kyanite are just taking this fight. I mean, they were, I don't know, Disbanded were just staying alive so well, and then all of a sudden, Kyanite just bust out all the locks, undid all the locks, opened all the doors, and their damage just flooded out onto the field.
Alrighty, well, I mean, they've lost that Punisher, unfortunately. Not the end of the world for them, though. I think the late game is really going to shine a bit better for the team with the Cho'Gall on it, being Team Disbanded. They do have to kind of wait it out. But unfortunately, I mean, the other team playing this so well against Time and his crew, they really understand what they need to do right now. Team Kyanite are very, very scary.
They're just very well rehearsed. Oh, we see Cho'Gall there trying to go onto Blue Aura. Oh, the upheaval just missing. That would have been very detrimental to Jaina. Not any, no real good ways to escape. Jaina not choosing to take the ice block at 13 means that Blue does feel confident, maybe a little bit too confident, that he's not going to be in a situation to get picked off. So we'll see how that goes for him later on.
And well, I mean, this push at the top lane, pretty strong as well. All the while that's been going on, the red team's been doing a very good job, Team Kyanite, sorry, of just applying the pressure across the map. And making Cho'Gall kind of play reactively isn't so good because you're clearing waves, you're not pushing lanes. So you're not really achieving too much just by soaking XP. So they're doing a very good job of distracting him. And look at this, picking up their easy camps, pushing their lanes, and keeping all of the lanes pushed. That's exactly what you need to be doing against the Cho'Gall. Whether this is preemptively planned or not, still very impressive how they're managing to pull this off. So they're going to probably rotate to the easy very shortly. There should be a shrine coming up also very quickly, and just as I predict, it does look like they're going to be picking that up. No, they are going back on my word. No, they're not. Cheers. So yeah, they're just trying to trick me there and all that. So against Time, I've been seeing these grasps that he's been getting off as well. Very, very big. And of course, if they're getting these picks on Cho'Gall, their whole team comp kind of falls apart in one big fell swoop. So very, very smart.
Cho'Gall is such a powerful player. However, he's 2 players in one, so getting a kill against him, it destroys, weakens your team. Oh no, Kerrigan was actually pouring the upheaval there. Divine Shield coming out will keep her alive. Shadowbolt doing massive damage against Uther and Jaina, but they'll just walk away from that, and they do have to disengage from this fight. I mean, that's Kerrigan, that upheaval could have done heaps of damage against her, but she did get the Divine Shield and it really kept her alive. Because that Shadow Bolt would have wrecked her.
The thing is, though, now, Disinker, is they don't have either of those ultimates.
Yep.
So this is going to be so incredibly hard for them. And here comes the combo. Cho Go looking to be sniped right away. Nice invulnerability pop. And the Ring of Frost is no avail on Cho'Gall. So they popped effectively 3 ultimates to get rid of her. Kerrigan already solo, and here comes the Muradin with the mini stuns, attack speed reductions and all. And against time goes down. Massive pick indeed. Penta Unleashed going past the Cho'Gall. They're trying to get away from the fight. They will be able to activate the shrine very shortly and kick it off. But no, it's not active yet. What am I speaking of? They are going to be able to kick it off very shortly. But, I mean, that fight went very good for the Team Disbanded. They are showing now that if they get the pick, if they can live through it, then they are going to be on top of that. And Cho'Gall really shined in that fight. Dodging those ultimates really paid off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cho'Gall is now at level 13, and Kelt's at level 13 as well. Cho'Gall can now go in there, absorb so much damage, and then he can pop the Molten Block. Makes him invulnerable for several seconds, and that can just eat up so much damage. And then Keltis can go in and do his bombs behind. Now, we did see Aldo was in a little bit of trouble there, but he did Dwarf Toss over the wall, and Kyanite has just jumped back onto this position and started to collect their skulls now. Even with Kerrigan out of the picture, they still had a lot of damage behind Jaina, so they were still scary, even though they were only still one man down. But we see Disbanded, interesting here, they're almost... Are they just going to allow Kyanite to take this? I mean, they did have to clean the top lane.
Yeah, it's really hard because... I mean, until the level 20 comes out for Cho'Gall, he's not really 100% scary.
Oh, hang on. We could see an upheaval here and a Shadow Bolt. Because it's off cooldown.
Very aware of it, my friend. They do know that Cho'Gall is to be feared. Upheaval isn't going to come so easily. He has seen a bit of a try. Oh, but look how close these souls are. If he can just, hold on for a little bit longer against time, being in a funny situation now himself. Alder popping his ultimate, and look at the damage going out onto ETC. Penta Unleashed looking to make some sort of ultimate play, but he cannot get it out. Big Shadowbolt volley being tossed out, and is upheaval being used yet? I believe it already has.
Nah, Shadowbolt volley has, but upheaval has not been used yet. It could be in effect, unless the thing's bugged.
Yeah, but no, they do pick up that Punisher. Very strange that they actually picked it up. Does miss that upheaval. Very unfortunate. But he was going for the 2 most vulnerable targets, so very fair enough. Pops the invulnerability. Frozen Punisher is now out, and now the stuns are going to start going ham against time. Trying to do as much damage, and the Divine Shield comes out to him, so he is going to be able to survive that endeavor. No worries, but no shields up for him at the moment, so they need to be very careful. But look at against time. Is he going to get jumped? No, he doesn't. Very close. Just the nice timing there. Unfortunate by the Frozen Punisher, but he couldn't quite touch him. But this is going to be a pretty easy push, and this is going to help them out so much with the XP disadvantage they've been in this whole time.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they're really getting back into the game now. They just need that level 13. The Punisher goes on to Kerrigan. No one else from Disbanded followed up. And it looks like we're going to see here the Punisher will start to fall now. But, I mean, that was such a massive game for them. Picking it up, they cleaned up their lanes, so their lanes weren't pushing in that fight. And Team Disbanded have just gotten themselves so back into this game that it's not funny. They push down the middle fortification now. They can start picking up mercenary camps. Kyanite eSports are going to have to respond to these unless they can play very, very carefully cleverly and go, right, where's Disbanded going to go? Disbanded will get the top mercenary camps, and then they might even start to rotate down and see if a fight breaks out near the siege camps in the bottom lane.
It's very interesting how they're approaching the team fights. I think as well as the time has gone by, I've noticed that if they can kind of split up the 2 squishies from their whole team comp, being Tessida and Jaina, and keep the Uther more worried about the Kerrigan, getting a nice Divine Shield combo with the Kerrigan, I think they're going to actually come off very on top. Because if he gets the upheaval on Jaina or Tessida even, it's quite a lot of work.
Oh, is there a trap going to be going up here? We do see Disbanded.
Ooh, they're walking right into the midst, but no, he does walk out just a bit too early, and the CV or the Clairvoyant.
I think they got concerned. Upheaval goes down, pull the Kerrigan in, and it's going down. The Phoenix is down. The Divine Shield has gone on to Kerrigan. She'll stay alive, but ETC will fall instead. Mosh Pit not being used at all. We do the Shadowbolt volley going on to Joebot. They are chasing up to him. He will dimensional shift out of this, but in the top here, what's going to go on? Big stun onto Cookie Monster, but the rest of Kyanite should be able to rack away from that. And that kill on ETC, that's actually a pretty big play here, because that's That's Kyanite's only warrior, the only tank. They can't really go back into another fight now without something detrimental happening to them. They've got no way to protect any members.
Well, I mean, if we look at Cho'Gall's build, he's actually decided to pick up the 3% of Hero's max HP as the Shadow Flame damage. So no surprises there that the
Yep.
ETC literally melted away under the heat of that flame. So like a moth to the flame, he perished very quickly with a
Yep.
nice nice human on the side ready with
Yeah.
a Dettol. Get rid of that, he says. But very, very interesting. And I'm very confident in this as well. The longer this game goes, the harder it's going to be for Team Disbanded. And it's, you know, with these, oh, sorry, not Team Disbanded, the other team, the red team being with.
Oh, look at that. Look at that upheaval going in, grabbing 2 members. Big mosh pit, however, blocking off a lot of damage against coming out Disbanded here. We're going to see the red team now. How they're going to respond to this. Cho'Gall's getting picked off there at the front, but he's still alive because he's just got a tremendous amount of health. Jobot's in a little bit of trouble now, but he will back out of it. Showbolt's gone down. Was trying to deal with the Tassadar, but not much. Cho'Gall's got to back out from this. The stun's gone down. We see the Ring of Frost not get anyone in that exchange. Obviously, Tyrande die anyway. And that's it. Kyanite are turning this on. Turning this back on Disbanded. Disbanded has to back out now, but Kels's passive choice could be a
Look
bit.
at Blue Aura though. He goes so low, but he manages to pick that up. Very, very nice plays. And I mean, Blue Aura. If you're listening right now, my friend, you played that fantastically. So I don't know if anyone saw that, but Blue Aura getting taken down sub 10% by Cho'Gall, jerking out a couple of spells, gets back in the fight. 1v1s with Cho'Gall again, and actually gets the kill on him. So he effectively 2v1. So massive, massive plays. Big help by Uther though, keeping him alive. But yeah, that really, really turned around the whole fight. There was a lot of pressure being switched onto the Jaina, which really didn't end in any yay or no avail, in other words. So very, very good plays by the Jaina and the Uther there. Didn't look good for a while there. I'm sure you saw for a moment there as well. Disconker, even as busy as you were observing what else was going on. The Jaina so low, so pats on the back for Blue Aura.
Yeah, did a good job there. I mean, Jaina effectively was fighting 2 players. You know, it was in one body, but 2 players. Still managed to get the Cho'Gall kill, which really just, again, we said it before. You kill Cho'Gall, that's 2 heroes out of the picture. It's a huge swing for your team. So there's a bit of a fight breaking out. No teams overly committed so far. We did see a lot of ultimates being used, however, for Disbanded, but they did more of a disengage trick behind that. Punisher obviously there can interrupt them if it's not careful, jumping onto the wrong target. But behind this, they will grab that keep, and then we should see Kyanite eSports just back away from this, not wanting to tilt at this moment.
Yeah, I think Kerrigan actually also popped their ultimate just to establish that kill on the fort. Might have been a bit greedy though, not 100% needed, as they did just hit level 20 as well, so it would have been fantastic to have that ultimate up for a fight that they may forcibly push, considering that they're at an advantage as well. So I'm not 100% sure what the deal with that was, but they are going to be running around to collect the rest of these camps. The bot side of the map does have 2 easy camps available for pickup, and I believe the hard camps still have a considerable amount of time on them, being the red side. But the blue side, they actually got on the blue camp as it last being picked up. 25 seconds on that last hard camp on the top right hand side of the map. They might be looking to push with that, and the next Punisher should be coming up soon, so it could be very nice to pick that up before the Punisher spawns.
Well, they're just looking to put pressure on the map right now, Kyanite. Get both these mercenary camps. The blue team has to respond to it. You can decide, like, the Kyanite could look for ganks, see teams that were split up. I mean, they look like they've got their feelers at the moment. They've smelt KT in the top lane, but he will back out in time.
Yeah, you must have seen something funny or smelt something funny going on there. So they are just going to rotate to their hard camp like I did suggest before. Hopefully that wasn't any stream sniping there and getting some comments. They are good players, so I'm sure they know the worth of grabbing something like that. But look at this, they are responding to the bot lane now, and as they are responding, here comes the responding enemy team. So they are not keen against time and stuff. They're keen to keep up the pressure. They have a hard camp pushing up mid, easy camp, sorry, and the shrine is actually activating in the lower mid section of the map, which is quite easy for them to defend. And look at the trap they're setting up for the enemy team.
Well, that's what they want. They want Disbanded to either deal with this in the top lane, in the mid lane, and then they go and do a fight, or they want Disbanded to try and grab the objective. I mean, that's their plan. That's what they want. They want to engage right now. And look at this Lahol trying to feel something out, see what's going on.
Oh, and here comes Cho'Gall. Might be a bit of a sketchy situation though. He's walking into a 2v1, but he's going up against Uther and ETC, so not too much damage is going to be coming out of those two. But here comes the rest of their team. Team Disbanded obviously want to make a big play out of this. They want to win this. And Cho'Gall might be their ticket to that victory. The upheaval is going to be coming up very soon. They are all nicely stacked up, and what is going to happen here? They need to figure out what the best way to win this fight is. Otherwise, this could very well be the last fight for them, last push. And look at the top lane pushing towards the blue team now. They don't really have much time to mess around with this. They either grab it or team fight, or they defend, respectively. So they need to figure it out. But red team just being confident against time, and his boys just getting as many as they can for the meantime. Kerrigan jumping back and forth with their Ravagers, maintaining her health bar. But look at the zoning out by Blue Aura as well, just doing so good, zoning out this Cho'Gall. So very
Yeah,
impressive.
Mirrodin doesn't have his avatar up, so they're finding it very hard to go in and engage, because obviously there's the mosh pit that can come out from ETC. So without that avatar, they're a little bit stuck here. They are starting to slightly push him back. Oh, that...
Oh, massive though. It didn't actually affect anyone too hugely. But here's going to come the Shadow Bolt volley, shortly, hopefully. And so much damage being pumped out. The Punisher's already come out though, so probably not the best idea that they fight under a Punisher. Order getting dropped very low as well. And now Cho'Gall in a bit of a scary situation. They do need to duck out of there. And with ultimates already being used,
Yeah,
I mean, this is optimal time to fight.
it was a very nice upheaval, but just no one could follow on to it. So much excitement, and then just a let down. Punish has been picked up for Kyanite. This is just going to even put them even more pressure onto the map for him. I mean, Disbanded has got to fight this, but it's an arcane Punisher, the probably most powerful one you can get on this map. And once one of those arcane line goes down, if your team stands in it, it's quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, it'll start destroying your health bar very prompt. But Cho'Gall and his team are very much so looking for an opportunity here against time. Not keen to give it to them, however. Cho'Gall already dropped to below 50%. Mirrodin popping his ultimate and trying to get in there. Upheaval being popped once more. And here comes the Shadow Bolt volley. So much damage coming out onto the Uther and splitting across the Peter as well. Are they going to make anything of this, however? But no! Cho'Gall! This could be it. They need to make the play now against time. Blinking to the back line of the fight. And it does look like they are able to get another kill on Calfast. And Babelfish, you're sticking around a bit too long, my friends. You may need to back out of there. And Alder now all by himself. Is he going to be able to live? No, he is not.
Doesn't matter. That's it. We do see Kyanite will take this game out. They can just end the game here too easily. I mean, we saw ETC went in there and used his mosh pit before and failed. It didn't get off and it was wasted. But we just see Cho'Gall overextend and just get picked off. And that was it. Once Cho'Gall has fallen, that was done for Disbanded. So we do see Kyanite getting the win, being victorious, and getting themselves some points on the scoreboard.
Oh man, big game indeed. Unfortunately, the team of Cho'Gall wasn't able to bring home the win for me there because I did want to see it.